Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last part, we've reached Kakariko after Metal Gear Soliding our way through Hyrule Castle, and now let's talk to this lady. What should I do? My Cuckoos have all flown away! You, little boy, please help me bring them back to this pen. Alright, so across Kakariko Village, there are 7 Cuckoos, which are the chickens. I know I didn't exactly mention that before, but yes, chickens in Zelda are called Cuckoos if you're new to the series. And we need to grab them all and throw them into the pen. However, there's a small caveat to that I don't do here because I take advantage of something else. 2 of the chickens are fenced off on the top right portion of the map. If you look on the mini-map on the bottom right of the screen, you'll notice that in between the 2 buildings to my now left and the buildings above them, there's lines between covering that little area. That section and the section behind the windmill you can only get to by flying with a Cucco from the fence on the top right of the screen to the fence that's just to the left of that. However, there is a way by abusing the fact that the backflip and the side hops make you jump a bit further than some of the barriers actually extend that allows us to do technically a sequence break to get a piece of heart early. And I'm going to be doing that just for the sake of getting these chickens in without having to actually fly, because flying is slow and the hitboxes are a bit, With that said, this is easily, even if you're just trying to go through casually and not get everything, this is one of the most important quests to do. Not only for the fact that it helps you learn the layout of Kakariko Village all that bit more, even though it's nothing too complicated, but the reward from this quest is one of the best things in the game, as it's not only very multi-purpose, but it'll save your ass plenty of times if you take a lot of hits and die a lot, for reasons we will cover eventually. On that note, I should say, if you're here for plot progression, this is not the video for you. Aside from heading over to Lon Lon Ranch throughout the first half of this video, maybe, this video is all me going all over Hyrule, grabbing heart pieces and gold Skulltulas I know I can grab now, that a lot of the time you can either save for later or are supposed to get later. Next part is where plot progression resumes, so I'd wait till then. And even then, I still do things a bit out of order, because I go to an area you're not supposed to know you're supposed to go to until after you go up Death Mountain first. But that's that. This is side stuff. Enjoy it. With that said, now we have to get the last 2 Cuccos. And as I mentioned, they are in that fenced-off section on the top right of the map. And to get to there without using a Cucco itself, we need to climb to the top of this, position yourself carefully, generally towards this corner, and side hop, because that gives you enough momentum to either land on the roof itself or barely land on this fence. And we can also climb up here to talk to this guy. Hey, good to see you again. I'll give you this as a memento. And for doing that, we get a piece of heart. I should note, this is not how you're supposed to get this piece of heart. That is technically, with the order I go through things, supposed to be at least the 20th piece of heart. But here I am getting it 3rd because this is technically a sequence break. The side hop and the back flip are not supposed to allow you to climb over elements like that, but they do, so I am. I will note in the few points in this game where I do sequence breaks like that, where and when you're supposed to get them when that time comes. Like, for instance, we're not supposed to get that piece of heart until at least the points of progression leading up to the 4th dungeon. But I'm doing it now because I know I can, and it'll save me a little bit of time later on. I am a bit glad that this is a type of quest we haven't seen much in Zelda recently, though, because these kind of just go all over a place and fetch these quests are always tedious. It's one of the reasons I don't like the bugs in Twilight Princess. I don't like the pig side quest thing in Wind Waker. It's just tedious. Thank you for finding my Cuccos. I have allergies, so I get goosebumps when I touch them. For helping me, I'll give this to you. It's a fine glass and should be useful. Please take good care of it. And we get an empty bottle. After you put something in this bottle, set it to the C buttons when you want to use the item inside. Now, you'd think a glass bottle wouldn't be too useful, but glass bottles in Zelda are one of the most useful things you can find. as they allow you to carry health restorative potions, magic restorative potions later on in the game, bugs for reasons we will cover in a moment, and just so many other health restorative items that they are super useful. You can also use them to play tennis, though I will not be doing that through this LP. Since we have some bugs in a bottle, though, it's time for us to head back to the graveyard already. Why? There's a particular element of the game I haven't covered yet. Throughout 10 areas in the game, there are these weird-looking soil patches that kind of have a dot in the middle. They look more like natural soil in the 3DS version. If you pour some bugs over one of these, they will go into the hole, and after a short time, pop out a gold Skulltula. You don't need all 3 to enter the hole, though. It's time-based. And what I would recommend doing is always having a bottle of bugs on you, just so you can cover one of these dirt patches should you see one. With that said, there's also a technique known as bug duping, where you pour the bugs out and immediately capture them again just to get more bugs. Little kids can't go on the heart-pounding grave-digging tour, described on the sign. Since I can't do that, I'm just imitating Dompe the Gravekeeper all day. But with my cute face, I'm not heart-pounding at all, am I? Wait, if kids aren't allowed to go on the tour, why did he let us go on the tour last part? Either you're advertising your company wrong, Dompe, or you're just straight up lying to some people. That ain't right, man. Alright, so I jump cut past using the Sun Song in Kakariko here to make it nighttime, as there are a number of gold Skulltulas we can get in this area. I want to say out of almost every area in the game, barring dungeons, Kakariko is without a doubt the area you can get the most of its Skulltulas in on the first visit. I say most just due to some circumstances for later events. For instance, roll into this tree and we find another one. I will say that Skulltula farming is probably one of the most annoying parts of the game on a fresh playthrough, just because you're checking X amount of items so many times, rolling into almost every tree at night. Thankfully, the sound cue is enough to at least give a bonus, or at least a good suggestion of where to go. But because there's no like in-game checklist of, oh hey, you completed this area's Skulltulas, good job, finding every Skulltula can be very tedious. It's one of the reasons I'm glad that, generally speaking, starting from more recent games, they've at least marked how many might be in an area, or have ways to hint to you where the things you've missed are. Like, oh, what was the fortune teller's name in Twilight Princess? She was really good for teaching you how many were left, how many heart pieces were left, or things of that nature. Bottom line, I think a lot of games need to take a note out of God of War 2018's book, and on their world maps have sections that just say how many items of a certain type you've found in an area, and show that those items are for effect in those area. Maybe past like the halfway or 75% mark, start showing you how many you have out of the total in the area, just to make completion a bit easier. Or maybe you can have that show up after you've beaten the actual main storyline. As games that not streamline completion, but definitely give you tools to make it easier for you, I like a lot. Either, welcome to the House of Skulltula, where we look like this because of the spider's curse, but since you've destroyed 11 spiders of the curse is starting to weaken. Did the kids who returned to normal give you any rewards? You should know that the only way to become very rich is to destroy as many spiders of the curse as possible. There are some tricks to finding them all. First of all, you'll have to hunt at night. Secondly, keep in mind that they love soft soil. Pay close attention to your surroundings. Please, we're counting on you. I just want to burn you with fire, so shut up. Oh god, there's more of them. But yeah, there are, I think it's 5 kids and the father there in the center. For beating a certain amount of gold Skulltulas, the curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. One of them is freed, and you get a reward like the adult's wallet. Adults are allowed to carry a lot of money. Now you can hold up to 200 rupees, which more than doubles our carrying capacity. You get that for destroying 10 Skulltulas. If you come here before destroying 10 of them, the father in the center speaks of a different dialogue, essentially saying that they got greedy and thus they were cursed like this and it sucks and he wants us to help him. I got a bit ahead of myself by destroying that many that quickly, and I missed that dialogue because of that, but oh well. Not like it really matters. So they are the reason we are destroying the Skulltulas. And again, if you want to go for just a casual 100%, you only need to destroy half of them. I only have to destroy 50. Also, yeah, at nighttime in Hyrule Field, enemies spawn. Those are stall children. They are very slow and they don't pose much of a threat. Though I think if you kill a certain amount of them in one night, a big one shows up, and if you kill that one, I think they stop showing up for that night, and you get a big rupee of some sort. Either way, here is the goal that I want to get to here in Hyrule Field for now. This is the Lon Lon Ranch that Kipora Gabora mentioned back in part 3. Now, unfortunately, I showed up here at the wrong time of day. And by that I mean, the music wasn't there to start, so I couldn't be silent for the intro of the area. Because there's a very weird musical quirk that I very seldom see in the game just because of the times I usually show up to areas, where if you show up right at dawn, the only music is birds waking up and chirping. And it's nice and atmospheric, but it's really annoying when you want to have a good, consistent intro. Oh, it's the fairy boy again. I heard that you found my dad. How'd you like the castle? Did you see the princess? Dad came home in a hurry after you found him. Oh yeah, I have to introduce you to my friend, Fairy Boy. She's this horse. Her name is Epona. Isn't she cute? Yeah, she is a dark. I don't think she likes me. It seems like Epona's afraid of you, Fairy Boy. Yeah, no, you don't say. So, what's that song you're singing? My mother composed this song. Isn't it nice? Let's sing together. Well, I can't exactly sing because I have no voice, but I do have an ocarina. Oh, cute ocarina. Are you going to play this song with that ocarina? You've learned Epona's song. And get this, Epona's song makes Epona like us, although you're getting a little bit too in my face here. I'm about 30 feet from where I started. Can you please stop pushing me, horse? Good God, you are strong. Oh, Epona, she's grown fond of you, Fairy Boy. Yeah, I noticed. Now, that is the entire extent of any kind of plot progression we get done this part, by the way, because while that song is never actually required by the game, you can beat it without it, it's going to make the latter 2/3 of the game a lot more streamlined for us to get through things. With that, though, let's enter Lon Lon Ranch's main building. Hey, there's the guy we woke up. And what I want to immediately do here is take all the cuckoos in this room beyond the 3 that are right next to him and throw them behind this little table. I'm awake already. What? Well, I'll be, if it ain't the forest kid from the other day. By the way, thanks a lot for waking me up. It took some doing, but I finally got Malin back in a good mood. So, what are you up to today? Got some free time on your hands, you say? Well, how about a little game? These 3 cuckoos I have are special super cuckoos. I'm gonna throw these cuckoos into that there gaggle of normal cuckoos. If you can pick out these 3 special birds from among the 3 normal cuckoos within the time limit, I'll give you something good. If you can't find them, I win. That'll be 10 rupees. Want to play? I do, but I want to throw all these cuckoos behind the table first, as the game never anticipates you doing this, and therefore he just throws the 3 cuckoos into what is essentially an empty room. I don't know why the cuckoos have such trouble getting out from beyond this table, but they really do. With that, let's do the actual minigame now. You have 30 seconds. Alrighty then, get ready. Here go the super cuckoos. Start looking. I'll be real, I have not done this minigame legitimately in so long. That's one of them. Keep it up, keep it up. 2 more to find. That I cannot remember if there's an actual visual difference to the super cuckoos. There's another. All right now, the moment of truth. 1 more to find. If there is, it might just be an animation speed difference, but it's very minor all the same. Golly, I'll be darned. It's plumb incredible. That's the last one. You found them all. Come on over here. Hey, you! You've got the talent to be one of the world's best cowboys. How'd you like to marry Malin, huh? Well, let's see. The other girls I met are a princess and my childhood friend. So, yes. I was just kidding, You think you're a little young for that, aren't you? Oh, I'm proud to present you a sample of our very own Lon Lon milk. You'll be energized the moment you drink it. After you drink it, you can bring it back the bottle and buy a refill anytime you want. And for that, we get Lon Lon milk in a bottle. This milk is very nutritious. Use it with the C buttons to recover your life energy. It recovers, I believe, 5 hearts. Yes. And there's also 2 servings per bottle. But the most important part about this is we didn't just get Lon Lon milk in a bottle. We got the bottle with it. So now we have 2 of the game's 4 bottles, and that's really good for storage's sake. With that, now for the very minor side stuff here in Lon Lon Ranch. As you can see, it's now nighttime because Sun's Song, and now I'm here to kill a couple of Skulltulas and grab one other item. Notably, you may have seen I didn't actually come out of the main house for the transition there. That's because you actually can't actively enter the main house of Lon Lon Ranch at night because Malin's sleeping. And someone I didn't show off is that in the stable for Lon Lon Ranch, there's another NPC named Ingo, who is the Luigi to Talon's Mario in more than just joking manners. They're actually actively designed to look like Mario and Luigi. We'll see him eventually, don't get me wrong, but I missed my chance to introduce myself to him and how much he hates Talon for being a lazy bum. And you know what? He is, and you're right, but you're still kind of a dick. The most important thing in Lon Lon Ranch to grab beyond the Skulltulas, though, is that if you come into this little side area, I guess this is supposed to be like the wheat silo, pull that box and climb out of the way. As you can see, we have ourselves a piece of heart. And this is our 4th one in particular. You got a piece of heart. You've completed another heart container. Your maximum life energy is increased and is also refilled, but that happens every time you get a piece of heart. Anyway, so 4 pieces of heart means another heart container means more health. 36 heart containers in the game, as my little callouts have stated, which means there are 9 extra heart containers you can get just from doing all the pieces of heart, which is super worth it. With that, though, now it's time for me to start fast-forwarding through my walking in Hyrule Field. For right now, I want to head to the western exits to go to an area you're not meant to go to until essentially right before the end of the game. Just to take care of some heart pieces and Skulltula! Hey, Link, wait up, buddy! Whoa! Head south from here to reach Lake Hylia's full, rich waters. If you go west, you'll find Gerudo Valley. There's a hideout of a gang of thieves on the other side of the valley. Well, you're free to go anywhere you want. Ooh. Do you want to hear what I said again? No. No matter how hard it is, just don't get discouraged. Ooh. Bye, K-Porter Gaybora. We're gonna see him a lot through the early game, and the fact I still haven't locked down a voice is almost silly. With that, welcome to Gerudo Valley. And my god, is this song incredible. Now, there are a couple of gold Skulltulas we actively can't grab here until at least after Dungeon 3. But I feel like it's worth coming over here to get the pieces of heart and Skulltulas that I can get now. Namely, all of them involve this particular Kuko. Jump off the cliff, I swear you'll live. We want to aim for this box over here. As I showed back in part 3, if you roll into certain wooden crates, they break and this one drops a piece of heart. Now, you might want to be faster than I am about this because you can actually actively grab that Kuko and head to where the other stuff is on the other side of this waterfall. But since I messed up, I now have to go down the waterfall and do stuff in my other destination first before backtracking here to get what I want over there. Again, there are much better times to backtrack than this. I just feel like getting a lot of stuff done now so I don't have to do it later. Plus, it means a shorter break between dungeons, ultimately. And let's be real, that's where the meat of Zelda games is. Welcome to Lake Hylia. This is the water source for Hyrule. It's big, it's pretty, And there's really not much to do here. There's a couple of Skulltulas and a piece of heart or two. But Lake Hylia is probably the emptiest place in the game. With that said, there is one particular individual I want to talk to over here. There's two scarecrows over here. One of them doesn't speak, but the lower one does. Don't mind that transition. I'm Banoru, the scarecrow musical genius. I hear a song once and I never forget it, baby. No, really? I want to test that theory. Whoa, you got an ocarina. Hey, why don't you lay a tune on me with it, baby? You can play anything you want here. I'm going the casual way. Well, not bad. I'll remember it for you anyway. I don't mean I can remember only 8 notes, but let's just get it right there for now, baby. That is now technically called the Scarecrow song. Write that down, because eventually that'll come to play to help us gain extra Skulltulas and other bonus goodies throughout the later game's dungeons. I recommend making it something simple like the left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, or right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Anything of that kind of variation is really good just for something quick, but you can go all out with what you want to play on the ocarina. You can make it anything. Like I've seen some people do their old YouTube intros as it. I've seen some people do songs they like as it. I think I saw someone try to do like the earliest portions of the Final Fantasy Prelude on it. You can do anything. That does go into something I'd never show off with the ocarina. It is a fully functioning instrument. Yeah, you only have the, 5 bass notes. But if you hold L and R or you rotate the analog stick while playing, you can actively influence the pitch and other portions of the tone. So you can make like outright songs on the ocarina if you are good at learning how it works. Like I know I've seen one person, and Majora's Mask in particular, play Never Gonna Give You Up, which is just hilarious. I want to swim across there for another Skulltula. Is that a bottle in the river? Or lake? I want it, 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 and I can't swim deep enough. Later, bottle. You will be mine. Now, there is one more thing we can technically do in Lake Hylia, but I want to save that for next part. So what I'm going to do now is leave Lake Hylia from the north, show where that puts us in Hyrule Field, and then cut back to Gyarados Valley, because that's where things I want to do actually are. There are times later on in the game where there's especially much more convenient times to do all these little bonuses when you have ways to get from areas faster. Or get from area to area faster, rather. But as it is now, I don't care. I'm patient enough. I can just do this now and not worry. And also, hi again, Kepora Gebora. You're all over the place, aren't you? I am going to avoid talking to you because, oh, hey, look, I'm going to be over in Gyarados Valley in... now? Yes, got that timing right. Alright, now to get the other two things I wanted to get here in Gyarados Valley. We want to use the same chicken and fly over towards the main waterfall on the far eastern side, or far northern side of the map, rather. Just feels like east because of where we enter from. Because in it, there is a piece of heart waiting for us in a little cubby. Now, there is an easier, I guess technically faster way to do this later on, that involves the soft soil that we've seen, and I even mentioned earlier this part, but I'm just going to grab this now because I know I can. I'm going to use the exact same chicken if I can grab it. Now, chicken, come back! Alright, I guess I'm going to swim for it. Because there's also this platform cover here on my right that I can grab onto. And there is one more thing for us to do on this platform. Technically two, actually, now that I think about it. Because there's also a cow over here, and I think any given cow in the game, if you play Epona's song for, they'll go, hey, I like that. There's some milk, and they can fill a bottle that you have that's empty with milk. I want to say it's every cow in the game. It might honestly just be certain cows, like the ones in grottos, and we'll go over grottos eventually. But the main reason I'm down here is for the soft soil, because that's another Skulltula for my numbers. With that, let's head back to Lake Hylia. From the Scarecrows, let's now head to this little island to the east, because there's one particular building that I have a love and hate relationship with over here. Let's see what this place is, shall we? Fishing pond. Fish are biting today. Oh boy, fishing minigames. The make or break of games everywhere. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. thank you guys for watching. And in part 6, we're doing a few more side quests before continuing on with some out of order plot details. See you guys then.